Our whole modern world, it runs on this kind of secret clock. It's a system that's so important that if it disappeared, global travel, communication, it would all just grind to a halt. And yet most of us have never even heard of it. So what in the world is Zulu time?
Okay, just imagine this for a second. You're hurtling through the sky in an airplane at 500 miles per hour. Down below you, the world is just this patchwork of different time zones, and you are literally crossing a new one almost every single hour. Your flight plan, the weather reports, your link to air traffic control, everything depends on perfect split-second timing.
So how does that even work? I mean, with thousands and thousands of planes in the air at any given moment, how does everybody stay on the exact same page? A little mix-up between, say, Eastern and Pacific time, that's not just some minor inconvenience. A 1-hour mistake in that world could be absolutely disastrous.
Well, the solution to this super complex problem is actually surprisingly simple. Instead of trying to juggle dozens of different local times, what if everyone, and I mean everyone, from the pilot in Tokyo to the controller in New York, what if they all just agreed to use one single clock, one universal master clock for the whole planet? That master clock has an official name, Coordinated Universal Time, or UTC. It's basically anchored to the prime meridian, that's 0 degrees longitude, which runs through Greenwich, England. You know, the historic starting point for all this stuff. It is the single source of truth for time, for the entire world.
Now, you might be looking at that and thinking, wait a minute, shouldn't it be CUT? And yeah, that's a good question. It's this little quirk that came from an international compromise between the English phrase Coordinated Universal Time and the French one, Temps Universel Coordonné. But honestly, what really matters is what it represents, a single, unified point of reference for the whole globe. But in high-stakes world of aviation, UTC gets a way cooler, much more memorable name, Zulu time. To a pilot, they mean the exact same thing, but Zulu. Well, that name just carries the weight of the skies, doesn't it? So let's decode this. Where in the world does that name Zulu even come from? And why is it so incredibly important for keeping our skies safe? It's actually pretty clever. The name itself is all about clarity. See, the time zone at the prime meridian is designated with the letter Z. And in the NATO phonetic alphabet, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, the letter Z is pronounced Zulu. The name was chosen specifically so it could be understood perfectly, with zero confusion, even over a crackly radio. And the crucial point here is that Zulu time just replaces potential chaos with perfect order. It completely eliminates any time zone confusion. That means flight plans are perfectly synchronized, weather reports are understood by everyone, and pilots and controllers are always operating on the exact same clock. It's the one standard that ensures safety. And this quote right here, it just nails the whole concept. Zulu time is absolute. So while your local clock in Tokyo says it's evening and your clock in New York says it's morning, for everyone in the system, it's just 10:30 Zulu. It's the constant that connects them all at the very same moment. Okay, so this sounds great in theory, but how does this universal clock actually work in the real world? Let's get practical. How would a pilot sitting on the tarmac in, say, Chicago, figure out the current Zulu time? Well, first thing, Zulu time always uses a 24-hour clock. You probably know it as military time. And the reason is super simple. It completely gets rid of any confusion between AM and PM, right? 0800 is always in the morning, and 1500 is always in the afternoon. There is absolutely no ambiguity. So converting your local time to Zulu is really just simple addition. Since Zulu time is based in England, you just need to know how many hours ahead of you they are. So for example, during daylight saving time, the US East Coast is 4 hours behind Zulu, so you just add 4 hours to your local time to get synced up. Simple as that. And check this out. Here's a fantastic little memory trick that pilots use. The word ZULU. It has 4 letters. And that's a great way to remember that 4-hour offset for the East Coast during daylight saving. It's simple, but hey, it works. All right, let's put it all together now. Imagine a flight is leaving Georgia at 1 p.m. local time. First step, we convert that to the 24-hour clock, so it becomes 1300. Step 2, Georgia's on the East Coast, so we add those 4 hours. 1300 plus 4 equals 1700 Zulu. That's takeoff time. Step 3, it's a 2-hour flight, so we land at 1900 Zulu. And that number, 1900 Zulu, that is the number that matters. Every single person involved in that flight,
from beginning to end, is working off of 1900 Zulu. It's just perfect synchronization. And this whole idea of a universal clock, it's so powerful that it's used in a lot of other fields, way beyond the cockpit. I mean, think about it. The military, for sure. They use it to coordinate complex operations across entire continents. Hospitals use it to precisely timestamp medical records, where every second can be a matter of life and death. And even the astronauts on the International Space Station, they live their whole lives by it, all while orbiting the Earth every 90 minutes. Which kind of brings us to this fascinating final question. In our super-connected world with remote teams all over the globe, 24/7 logistics, the time zone problems that pilots face are now problems a lot of us face every day. So maybe it's time to ask, should we all be on Zulu time?